Alright, so if you didn't know, today, just before the update 1.7 leaks went into full swing, MiHoYo themselves decided to unveil two unreleased characters to us, Sayu and Yoimiya. And if you haven't seen it already, we have an entire video dedicated to everything we know about Yoimiya, so go ahead and check that one out once you're done with this one, as this video is all about Sayu. Now Sayu is an Anemo Claymore user, and beyond that being a new combination, it's about time we received a tiny character with an oversized weapon. Now all we need is a male character of comparable size. In regards to her appearance, I can't say I'm completely enthralled, but it is a solid design. The tanuki styling is cute, and truly, for a region of Japanese influences, a ninja character was pretty much a given. And this is yet another character with a seemingly simple backstory. You see, Sayu longs to be taller than she is, and in pursuit of this goal, sleeps rather frequently to procure the energy required to grow. However, apparently sleeping so often isn't exactly easy, and so she has dedicated herself to ninjutsu, therefore mastering the arts of fleeing, hiding, and transforming. Again, a very simple background from what we have here, but maybe things will increase in complexity the further we go into the character. But overall, Sayu seems to be a pretty silly character, and from what we know about her mechanics, has some wacky gameplay potential as well. Her normal and charge attacks seem to be pretty standard, but her elemental skill is where things get pretty fun. So you can either press or hold this talent. With a press, Sayu rolls a bit forward and ends the sequence with a cute little kick. However, should you decide to hold like a true ape, Sayu will continue to roll, as you'll be able to control her like Sonic the Hedgehog. This sounds really fun, but it doesn't just stop there. The concluding kick is stronger than the press one, yes, but elemental infusion may also occur once per hold for a maximum of 10 seconds. And once you're done, the skill goes into cooldown, which is longer or shorter depending on how long Sayu remained in this state. I like this a lot. I think more than anything, this character will straight up just be a fun one to use. However, it is Sayu's elemental burst that further defines her intended role in most team comps as a healer, as she creates a little helper that deals Anemo damage to nearby enemies and heals nearby allies. And the healing here scales based off of Sayu's attack stat. Now ultimately, what this helper opts to do very much depends on its surroundings. If all characters nearby have over 70% health remaining, the helper attacks the nearest enemy. If an ally is instead at or below 70% health remaining, the helper will begin to heal the character with the lowest health percentage. If there are no enemies around, characters will continue to be healed beyond 70%. Now this is damn interesting. This burst sounds like it would be really good in co-op, and because it is a passive thing, can be left to its own devices while you do whatever else, like DPS. Now mind you, this isn't the first Anemo support character whose healing scales based off attack, as our acting Grandmaster Jean is right there. And at that, honestly, I have yet to get my Jean built up, and in knowing all this, I'm even less likely to do so, to be honest with you. Beyond all that, we do have Sayu's passives to discuss. First of all, we have the fact that certain animals like crystal flies won't be alerted to her presence, which I presume is playing off of the whole sneaky ninja thing. And oh my lord, do I love this passive. If this makes it easier to hunt birds and catch crystal flies, you better believe that Sayu will have a starter position on my exploration team for sure. Now her second passive makes it so that whenever Sayu triggers a swirl reaction, all party members regain 300 HP plus 1.2 HP for every point of elemental mastery Sayu has once every 2 seconds, which is a pretty nice bit of padding. For her third and final passive, when Sayu's little helper from her aforementioned elemental burst heals a character, characters next to them will in turn be bestowed 20% of that healing. This furthermore increases the AoE of the burst as well. Sayu sounds like a fun healer, guys, and although she's thoroughly poised towards healing, you're still incentivized to get that attack and elemental mastery up, so it's not as if she fails to pack a punch just because she is patching you up. But with that, let us move on to her constellations. At C1, Sayu's helper learns how to multitask and therefore can heal and deal damage at the same time, which is insane, because remember that one passive makes it so that swirl reactions heal the team, so that just takes the healing even further. And with such a high attack and elemental mastery, I wonder what this will all look like in the end. For Constellation 2, we are looking at a buff to her elemental skill, wherein you get a measly 3.3% damage increase for her press, and instead, a more reliable 3.3% damage increase for every 0.5% of damage dealt, for a maximum damage increase of 66%. This is a little hard to quantify without seeing proper application, but a damage buff sounds good to me. At C4, every 2 seconds when Sayu triggers a swirl reaction, she regains 1.2 energy. And at this point, that helper of hers is looking to be a constant force on the battlefield that even serves to keep itself up with all of those swirls. I love it. Lastly, at C6, for every point of elemental mastery Sayu possesses, her helper will then receive a 0.2% increase to attack for a staggering maximum of 400%. And when it comes to healing, we are talking about 3 points of health for every point of elemental mastery for a maximum of 6,000 points of healing. This is damn crazy and further incentive to have that elemental mastery as high up as possible. Now, similarly to Yoimiya, we do not yet know if this is a 4 or a 5-star character just yet, but my gut tells me that this is a 4-star, and if correct, I will be a very happy camper. Right now, my go-to healer is Iona, and as much as I love her, I won't deny a bit of diversity. I might just pair her with Zhao and truly be a menace to society. When it comes to artifacts already in the game, 2-piece Gladiator sounds pretty good considering how important that attack stat is. 2 or 4-piece Viridescent sounds great for the swirls and animal damage overall, and if you really want to prioritize that healing, Maiden Beloved may be cool as well. But what do you guys think about Sayu? Do you expect her to be a 4 or a 5-star character? And do you expect to try and make her your own? Let us know down below, and while you're there, go ahead and subscribe to WhaleStat for plenty more coverage like this as we dive deeper and deeper into this game we all adore. I have been your host, Slice of Otaku. Thank you all so much for watching and have an awesome day. I love you.